Well, good morning everyone. A different type of day today. It is on the Camino Primitivo. Leaving fairly early. Just had a bit of scrambled egg with Sean. Really kind of him. Makes some good scrambled egg, that guy. We are leaving the Albergue San Mateo and we're heading to Lugo. It's about 30 kilometers, so a little bit longer than what we have been doing, but it should be easier underfoot. It should be mainly downhill, walking out of the mountains now, down to Lugo, and we've got a city, got a proper city. So far we've really only had towns or villages. We've got a proper city to go and visit, so I'm trying to get down there fairly promptly today because I'd like to go and walk the city walls. Lugo is a 3rd century city, Roman influence, walls, and really interesting old town, and a city to explore. So yeah, getting underway, 30k, let's go. Absolutely no idea why that's there. So in the distance we can see Lugo. Nice little place to stop. So just stopped at a fruit stall right on the halfway point of today's stage, El Oasis Primitivo. So it's a donation basis, load of fruit. You can get yourself a tray, get a few pieces of fruit, enjoy that. Really nice fruit as well. And they're also doing selling a few bits and pieces and doing some really nice seos. The seo, S-E-L-L-O, is our stamps that we get wherever we go, bars, restaurants, albergues obviously, little chapels, various places along the way, put in our credential. And they were doing really nice ones there, doing wax ones, which I've seen in a few places on the Camino Frances before, and I like those because they really stand out in your credential. So yeah, really nice people. Met up with a few of my friends who are walking today, who also stopped there, and back on the trail. We're halfway, so 15k down, 15 to go. Legs feel good. Oops. 10 to 11 in the morning after a stop, so doing quite well. We have quite a lot of these vending places along the route. Voila. A whole bunch of vending machines and a microwave. You can get some food, some seats, just a little hut, but helpful. Let's keep going. Just crossing over the road, just outside Lugo. Once we're on the other side of this bridge, we're kind of in Lugo. We're about 3k's walk into the centre. Almost in Lugo. another little thought I've had today when I've been listening to Lectio 365 and also now reading through the book of Acts is the incredible courage of the disciples. The Holy Spirit comes at Pentecost in an incredibly powerful way, dramatic way. And then they've got to step up. And yes, of course, they are filled by the Holy Spirit to step up and to go and do the work that God is asking them to do, to go and carry on the work that Jesus has been doing, the mission of God. They're filled with the Spirit. And with that, I guess, comes courage. But they had a choice. They had a choice whether they were going to step up or not. They were still human. They weren't just taken over. They were still human, and they had a choice to make. They had to be courageous. They had to speak to the Pharisees and the Sanhedrin and the Sadducees and all of the high priest and all sorts of people and explain what was going on. They were performing signs and wonders, and people were seeing that, and the leaders were still looking and going, how do we catch this? How do we catch this guy out? How do we catch these disciples out, because we don't agree with what they're doing? We know ultimately that many of them were martyred, and one of them is supposed to be entombed at the cathedral in Santiago de Compostela, which I will be in less than a week's time. Now, I don't really know whether that's true, and it really doesn't mean a lot to me whether that's true or not, if I'm honest. Last time I went to the cathedral, I went in and I went to Mass. I didn't actually go up and queue up to go to see the tomb of St. James. It didn't bother me too much. But reflecting on the courage of the disciples and what they did in building the early church, I'm just blown away by it, really. And we are called as Christians to take up that mantle, to go and share the good news of Jesus with boldness and with courage, being led by the Spirit. And they inspire me. They inspire me because they were real people who were confused and got it wrong, and yet stepped up and also got it very right, as they were led by God, as they were filled with the Spirit, as they chose to be hugely courageous. So I'm reflecting on that, and what is God doing in my life, or is asking me to step up and be more courageous. I think there's lots of things. I'm sure there are for you too. But to really live lives that are impactful, it's going to take some courage. Let's not try and do that in our own strength, because where the disciples' courage and strength really came from was from God, was through the Holy Spirit, even though they chose to live that way. And so encourage you with that today, to receive the Spirit, to know God's strength, to live in that way, and to honour God with our lives. That's what He wants to do in our lives. Let's respond. So I have reached Lugo. This is the 100-kilometre marker post. The shortest Camino that you can do is 100 kilometres, and Lugo is 100 kilometres from Santiago. So you can start here and get a certificate and everything. But it's nice to reach this point. 100 to go. That means we've done a bit over 200 already. The Roman walls that go right round the centre of the city. We'll take a look at that later. Just coming into Mayor with a cathedral at the far end. This looks like a lovely place. I'm liking this a lot. My albergue is just behind the cathedral. So not far to go. Go and get all of this kit off and explore the town. That doesn't sound quite right. Go and get showered up and changed and explore the city. There we go. The Cathedral Santa Maria in Lugo. Very ornate, very beautiful. So the albergue is right next to, well, you might be able to hear it, a school. But also the walls and the cathedral, which is rather nice. So easy to navigate this place. Okay, we're going to go and have a look around the walls. It's 2 kilometres all the way around. You can walk all the way around the circle of the old city. So another couple of K. Should be good. Cathedral looks beautiful, doesn't it? She looks a little severe. There's the albergue. Quite a big one here. Got a lot of beds. Where's the S? Well, I've walked the walls. And they're really lovely. The fact that they're centuries and centuries old. I mean, the walls date back, I think, to the 3rd century. So that's really quite impressive. And I think the most intact walls from Roman time, I believe. That's what they're saying. And so, yeah, really impressive. I don't think Lugo is as nice as Oviedo. I don't think it's as nice as Santiago, but it's nice to be here. Anyway, it's an interesting city. But yeah, the other cities that I've been to on my Caminos, I probably prefer Burgos and Leon, Astorga. Yeah, I think they're all probably a little bit better. But it's a nice place to be. And something a bit different for today after all of the quiet little places that we've been. The busyness of this place is a bit of a shock to the system. Time to find a quiet little bar in a quiet little plaza and get a quiet little drink. So this place is lovely and it's heating up. We're well into the 20s now and really sunny and warm. Just had to go and get drinks from the shop to cool down a bit. But enjoying my time here in Lugo. Feels special. Just been sitting here sunning myself and chess club has arrived. Tables all around. I think I'm going to have to shift to give them my bench. And all the pieces are set up for combat on the board on the ground. It feels rather lovely.